Hello, we're live. Okay. Let's see here. I'm gonna pause my music. Okay, if you guys can see me or me, please type in where you're from in the chat box below. There will be a little bit of a delay, so okay. Hi guys. Okay, so live viewers, and I'm really excited to jump in. A lot of you are here on your lunch break, and I am totally appreciative that you're hanging out with me. You can hear me. And bear with me, this is my first webinar, but I am so excited to be figuring out all of these amazing tools that are online that allow us to do this and allow us to put ourselves out there and give free webinars and do a lot of fun stuff that helps other people and serves other people. That is my ultimate purpose. I'm gonna go ahead and screen share with you guys. Okay. This is so fun. Woot. So hopefully a lot of you are business owners and you are here today because you're hoping to learn how can I funnel all of these thoughts and all of these ideas and all things that I want to put out into the digital realm, but I'm not quite sure how to do. I want to help you do that because the online digital sphere is so vast and so huge that it can be overwhelming, especially when we're watching what other people are doing and how they're putting themselves out there. And oh my God, they have 13,000 followers. How did they get that many? How do I get that many followers? So I'm here today to tell you it's really not about followers. It's about, so having followers is one thing and it's great and it's awesome, but how can you have followers that are truly engaged with you and you're creating an awesome relationship that could ultimately last for a long time, and hopefully your business is more than just sell for them. So again, if you guys want to drop your name below and let me know you can hear me or where you're from. If at any time throughout the presentation, if you have a question that you know you want answered during the Q&A at the end, feel free to drop those low. Slow. So I don't know if you guys are out there, but I'm gonna pull up, see if I can pull up on my phone. Okay. So, boop. All right, so I am Hannah, and I'm the owner of Egg in a Glass. I love rap music, and I love empowering women. Meditation. So those are a lot of random funny things to put all together, but they're truly probably my top 3 favorite things to do or put my time into when I am not do my business Egg in a Glass. Okay, hi Natalie, hi Candace and Natalie from OKC. I'm so glad you guys are here. I started doing social media in the Plaza District for, and I did their social media for 2 years, and what I found about them, a way to connect with what it is you're putting out there. So said, if you're online, you need a digital game plan. So I say 5 super easy steps. There's actually a bonus step at the end, but about the pretty stuff, the visual stuff. Know for this media world, I'm sorry, I'm getting a text about if you guys can hear me or not. Well, hopefully you guys can. I'm going on with or without. There's no way for me to watch Realm. I've tried to watch from my phone, but I think that might be the problem. So anyway, back to building your digital game plan. Can you hear me? Awesome, Natalie. Maybe it's the people watching on their phone that can't hear me. Okay. Much again for bearing with me because this is all brand new to me, and one day I'll do webinars with my eyes closed. Okay, awesome. Just cutting out a little. I'll go super slow through these slides because I think it could just be my loose, but I'm glad you guys can at least see the slides because that's super important. Building a digital game plan. Let's get to it. Awesome. You've got to nail down your audience. And I know this has nothing to do, you might think it has nothing to do with the game plan for how you're going to execute your posts and things like that. First step, guys, you have to nail down your audience. You have to basically put yourself in their shoes. How old are they? Where do they live? Where do they hang out? Do they hang out in the Plaza District? Do they hang out in Midtown? Do they hang out in downtown Tulsa? And if they aren't local, who are they? Are they male? Are they female? How do they consume information? You've got to think from their perspective and walk, talk, eat, sleep. Things you have to know so that you can, when you are executing your digital game plan, you can successfully do it because you know who you're talking to and you know who your audience is without a doubt. Continuing with step 1, how can you resonate with them? Resonate with your audience with photos or captions or blog posts. But what words will you use to elicit that emotion with your audience? I believe that connection and inspiration equals trust. And like I said before, a digital game plan is all about how you can build trust and a relationship with your ideal client or customer. So I don't care if you're selling and you're designing websites, or I don't care if you're making shoes and selling shoes. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you own a restaurant. It doesn't matter what industry you're in. Your ultimate goal is to connect and inspire and build a relationship with your audience. Once you know all of these things, it will be so much easier for you to talk directly to your ideal customer. Trust me, captions are going to be written much easier and content is easier to find and create when you know who you're talking to and you know elicits emotion in those people. Or do they like humor? Do they like rap lyrics? Yes. Your ideal client, your ideal audience has to be nailed down before you can start talking and executing a digital game plan, because you truly need those things before you start just throwing out captions and throwing out services and things that you're not quite sure who that person is that's going to pick that up on the other end. So you need to be talking directly to them. Step 2, my recommendation is that you pick 1 or 2 platforms to have a digital game plan for. I believe it is much more effective to put your time into curating a brand on one platform rather than be unremarkable on several platforms. I think it's pretty boring. Much of anything as far as a brand identity on any of the 3. Have consistent anything on any of the 3, and they're unremarkable, and they're not able to on what their niche is. My niche is Instagram. I love Instagram. I love creating visual content as well as looking at other people's visual content. I think it's amazing inspiration that can come from a person's Instagram feed. So that being said, what platforms can you best reach your customer? Is your customer on Instagram? Are they on Twitter? You've got to nail that down and pick 1 or 2 platforms to create a badass digital game plan for. And you also need to take into account, what platforms do you enjoy creating content for? Because your work is always going to show your energy behind it. And this is not my example, because I love coming up with captions for Instagram, but I can tell the people that don't enjoy coming up with things for Instagram. They might post a product and it will just say, you can buy it online for $39. Boring. I think that you should focus on putting your into the things that you enjoy. You don't enjoy it, but you think your ideal client might be on that platform, you should maybe think your voice and your tone and work a little harder to put some love and some intention into those captions on Instagram or your blog posts or whatever it is. With step 2, this really takes pressure off of you. Once you are like, I'm going to be awesome at Instagram and post on Facebook and Twitter times, that's okay. That's completely fine to do. And if you are in a beautiful digital game plan within one platform, that hard work carry over into Facebook and Twitter every now and then, people know that they can go to your Instagram anytime, any day, and find what they want to find to you and your content. So find you, and they know where they can find regular content from you. Example, Facebook and Instagram. You can allow those platforms to boost your brand in an authentic way, then make the sale once they subscribe to your email list or they're on your website. So again, that takes a big pressure lump off of you, right? You can have fun, you can meet, you can take pride in building relationships online. There are at least 4 women that I have met online that are similar to my industry and digital and brand identity and creative strategy and all these wonderful things that I could email literally anytime, just because I've either reposted their photo or commented on their Instagram and told them how much I love what they are putting out there. And they said, you know what? Email me anytime. If you have any questions, just holler at me. And boom, there. I have a relationship that builds confidence within myself and business. You can do that with customers and clients too. You can open yourself up a bit and say, hey, ask me anything. Or if you have any questions about my product, or there's a lot that you can do to build a relationship rather than just sell constantly. So step 3, go ass off. I'm not kidding. You have to plan your ass off. So I'm about to tell you how to do that. Don't worry. And if there's any questions about planning that I don't answer, because this is a 35-minute-ish webinar, please email me. So that being said, my email, I've been hollering at you through there. So holler at you, girl, if you need me, okay? So plan your ass off. You need to create a master editorial calendar once per month. And when you sit down to make that master editorial calendar once per month, you can go ahead and start planning for the seasons ahead. You can plan 3 months ahead. You can plan 5 months ahead. You'd be pretty badass if you did. I can't plan 5. I do take a look into the next few months and be promoting and what my goals are as far as launches or services or anything like that. So once you have an editorial calendar that you sit down and look at once per month, then at a scheduled time every week or bi-weekly to craft and schedule your posts. This is super important. This is what I'm telling you you have to do in order to have and that's going to carry through to your audience and on the platform of your choice. You need to create captions or outlines and templates for each post in your calendar. So I might thought of Think Creative Collective's beautiful flat lay. And then I throw it into, and I might just talk about a Think Creative Collective product or service that they are launching. I might just put hashtag repost because still an outline or a template for what that caption has the potential to be, so that when I go to upload the photo, I'm not just staring at a blank screen for 20 minutes thinking, what the hell am I going to caption it? So create a template for your tone and your voice, and then it's going to come a lot easier the more you do that. So that day that you sit down and you schedule and craft your posts, you need to take your flat lays, you need to create graphics, screenshot other people's content if that's what you're going to do. And I know so much in the digital realm about posting other people's content, and is it good, is it bad? Ask permission if you feel like you could be sued for reposting their photo. Chances are you're probably not going to be sued for reposting someone's photo, and they're going to enjoy it because it is exposure for their brand. But if you're nervous, if you're hesitant about it, and sure, just ask their permission. Say, do you mind if I repost this with credit to your brand? Yes. And all of that being said, it's okay to use other people's content. It's okay not to be perfect. It's not about being perfect. You want to let these people know who the hell you are. I'm going to cuss at you guys. I am. I cuss every now and then. My grandmother would die if she was watching this webinar because I'm cussing at you guys. But that's my personality, and I'm going to let that shine through. And that's what you should do with your brand or your business, because you want people to know who you are and know the person behind it. So let's talk about what third-party and apps you can use to be successful at your planning your ass off. You should different ways. I don't know how your brain works. I know how my brain works, and I do really well in a Google document for each week, just 7 days, and then the next 7 days. So Monday through Sunday in a Google document, and then I can pull it up on my phone whenever I want. They don't have a calendar option, but it is still great to organize things or even throw content in your Trello app and just maybe a card. And then once you go to sit down and schedule your posts on one of these apps below, Later, Buffer, Hootsuite, Planoly, either on your phone or on your computer, super easy to just save that picture from that you put on your Trello app from your phone and to one of the apps. So I'm going to stop here for a second so I can show you my old school planner that I used. Okay, here we are. So this is the when I was working for DNA, okay? I was posting 3 times a day, 7 days a week. Really my recommended strategy. I think 7 times a week is great. But so I was going in and I was creating content for them. I was creating, so I would write down 3 things per day, every Monday. What am I going to post 3 times today? Not the same thing, but down and kind of getting this process out of your head. For me, it's to be able to see it, to scratch it out, to highlight it sometime, highlighter in there. And then at the bottom, just the easy little tracker of analytics. Every Sunday, I would write down and then I was able to track it week by week, what we were gaining, kind of gauge if we were losing anybody within that, and have it on hand for myself as well as online in a Google document, just to really get the flow down. And that's a lot of content to be putting out. So, you know, write it out for yourself. Figure out what works. That's how mine works. I need to see it. I need to have it in front of me. I probably need to write it down at least 7 times to remember it. It works. So let's go back. Our beautiful little keynote. Sometimes I wish I could sing through Instagram. That'd be awesome. But I can sing through my webinars, so you're welcome. Here are a few apps that I recommend also trying out before you use them, or before you buy whatever their monthly plan is. Most of these have a free trial run, so make sure you don't punch your credit card in and then 30 days later get charged for $9.99, because those $9.99 things add up. So try out Later, try out Buffer, try out Hootsuite, try out Planoly. I will tell you that no third-party app can Instagram while you're sleeping. And I say that because apps are trying to roll out ways to say that it's automated, but it is not automated. So don't believe the hype out there about Instagram. Instagram hopefully will roll that out sooner than later. Social media managers don't go crazy. So Later is actually my favorite for Instagram posts. They just rolled a visual plan option. Heck, I'm just gonna show you this. Oh, sorry, give me one moment. Okay, so boom, pull it up on your phone. You can schedule some content out. So I had this scheduled. I knew what I was going to post, so I went ahead and posted it. This was not scheduled. I could pick it up and move it. If you're looking to create a consistent, you should be using Later or Planoly because it gives you that opportunity to look at your posts before you post them. So, boom, step 3, let's get on with it. Content that relates to your customer, such as quotes, words, behind the scenes, works in progress, lifestyle photos, or client created content. Like, I don't have a whole lot yet, but I loved Sunday I had, and a girl shared a photo that I plan to schedule into my content in the next few weeks as I roll out Navigate the Digital Space as an e-course, which I'm going to talk to you guys about later. But it is so important that you're relating your content to your client in any way, shape, or form. If you can relate to them, that is the goal. And I say that because we all want to feel included. We all want to feel like we belong. So if you can create that within your brand or your business, that is what is going to make people buy from you or buy your product or consume what it is you have to offer, because there's no other way that they can feel like they need what you have. And there is good and bad. There's positives and negatives to my train of thought. That'll happen. So there are negatives and positives to pitching to on social media, and I'm going to talk about that in a minute. But you need to create a hashtag guide within your notes so that you can copy and paste them into a comment below your caption. You're posting and whatever your content is for that day, you probably want them to read the caption that you. So put your hashtags in a comment below that caption so that the hashtags don't take away from what it is you're selling or offering or showing or sharing. In your content, you have more of an opportunity to create a beautiful feed because you've planned your asks off, right? In Planoly, like I said, you can visually lay out your scheduled posts and create a formula like flat lay, then a lifestyle photo, then a hashtag I have this thing with floors. Okay, then you do a freebie and a discount. Be sure to watch what you posted last and don't post another image that looks just like it after that photo. That's how people are getting these beautiful, cohesive feeds. So step 4, your feed on a regular basis to see what posts are receiving a higher amount of engagement. This is super important. I feel like people blindly post and they're just throwing content out there, maybe 5 photos in a row, and they don't know what it is their audience is really picking up on. They're not looking at and content seems to get the most engagement, because think of how simple it is to double the photo. If your audience getting at least 10 to 15% of your audience to double tap your photos, you need to analyze the content to look for similarities in the pictures and content that are receiving a big amount of engagement. So check out the type, the general color of the photo, the composition, the post caption, the time of day or week that you posted it, and the hashtags that you use. That's super important. When I say the type of content, you guys, a list of content types, kind of an overarching frame. So even if you sat down to plan your editorial calendar and you just said, I'm going to post a quote this day, and on this day I'm going to post a picture of my latte, and on this day I'm going to post a picture of my bulldog, that would at least be more planning than just flying by the seat of your pants and kind of posting whenever you feel like it. 4, watch, engage, and follow. Engage with your audience on their own platforms. You should be liking, you should be commenting, you should also be following influencers that align with your ideal client. You want to comment on their posts because you're basically raising your hand in the digital realm when you do that. Give love to get love, yo. If you're not showing love to anyone else, why should they show love to you? Hard to double tap a photo. It is double hard to stop what you're doing and comment on a photo with some authentic love to give to another person that is also working their ass off, probably on a digital game plan, right? So give love to get love. If you're not showing love, why should they show love? 5, you got to blend in with the platform. Stop selling and you need to start teaching. I don't care if you have services or if you have on the side, teach us. Tell us all about your services. Tell us all about your product and how long it took to make it and how much blood and sweat and tears went into your process, because we know you're an artist. You work hard. Tell us all about it. That is native. Example, a repost from a client. That's native. That is normal to see. Stock photos are not so normal to see on your regular feed. So I know when I scroll by a restaurant that has a professionally taken photo of their menu versus when someone came in and took a pretty little picture, I feel like that is so much more authentic to post pictures that come from your phone, because that is where we're on social media. So talk about normal stuff: dogs, plants, current events, sleep, etc. Robot or a self-promoting snooze. Nobody likes that. That is the quickest way to get someone to unfollow you, is when you just talk about yourself. So, boop. Continuing with step 5. Social media wasn't created to sell, guys. It was created to be social. So when I say you need to think as a human, think as your ideal client, how you can socialize with them. Your content should be a relationship builder and the connecting piece between you and your client. Talk right to them, but not at them. So don't make demands very often. And when you do, let them be encouraging or inspiring or funny. That wraps up our 5 steps. So be thinking about your live Q&A questions. The bonus step is kind of just shit that I wanted to say but didn't have a place to add it all in. So let me tell you, people are doing all of the above, and they're doing it damn well. Brands similar to yours are putting out there what works for them, what doesn't work for them. Just take notes. No one has it all figured out, and this may change tomorrow. So you've got to keep your eyes and your ears peeled for what people are doing that gets, what is it that they're saying, what is it that they're posting that is grabbing the attention of the person seeing it. That's what you want to do. That's your digital game plan. We're really excited because our e-course, Navigate the Digital Space, launches next Friday, August 19th. And today we're offering a pre-sale option for you. You will not receive the link to the course today. You will receive it on Thursday, August 18th, the day before the course launches. But if you buy it before Thursday, August 18th at midnight, you can get it for $98 and not $133. Or $123. Sorry, getting my. So that is just elaborating on what we went over today in the free webinar. Don't hesitate to snag that Navigate the Digital course up. It's not like a webinar. You will have access to it all day, every day. It is a course taught through Teachable, and it will be super informative, and that will go along with it, and you can complete it on your own time, in bed, with no pants or whatever. Totally up to you. So, live Q&A, please type your question below. I'm going to stop screen sharing so you can see my face, and pull up chat. Let's see here. Any questions to me, or am I missing it? Any questions? Turn on some rap music and rap for you guys. Let's see. You could totally. Here we go. Up. Webinars are fun. Okay. Loading, 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 loading. Questions? Live Q&A. Wrap. It looks like there's 7 of you still viewing. That here, and she's actually been telling me what to say this whole time. So pretty important that you have a bulldog that will tell you what you need to know so that you can host a webinar like me. If there are no questions, I'm going to shut her down. It has been 37 minutes. It has been a damn blast, just like I knew it would be. So if you are watching the replay and you have a question that came up about building a digital game plan, hannah@egginaglass.com. And if you like this webinar, share it with your friends. The replay is going to be up and continue to be up on my website probably until next Thursday, August 18th. So like I said, if you choose to opt into the pre-sale for Navigate the Digital space, a lot more information than you got today. So I hope that you had a great time, and I hope that you learned a lot of stuff that you didn't know about how to build a digital game plan and the digital sphere. Or maybe I'll see you in Oklahoma City. Who knows? Thank you so much.